Welcome to Mueller Time. How you guys doing?
Great.
Very
How's it
good.
going?
Good to be here.
So today we're joined by, of course, Mel the neighbor and Jeremy Johnson, formerly of the Obama administration.
Yay.
What's up, dude?
Yeah.
So Jeremy worked in the Office of Presidential Communications, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is, there's few things more important than literally communicating with the American
President.
public.
Yes.
Yeah, and the president, of course.
Right. And honestly, first and foremost, correct.
Hey, Jeremy, I'm just curious, what do you think that office is like now with this whatever this is?
Gosh, I could only imagine how many emails and actual letters that they're just throwing away and not honestly going over them and actually trying to help the American people. They're just looking at it and just not even given time.
Yeah, because you told me some stories that I'm not, necessarily going to get into here, but about people writing with some serious stories that they needed help. Can you imagine writing Donald Trump?
No.
He'll write you back, asking you for money.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, can you help me out?
Can you help me out? I need a border wall.
Can you help me? All right, I want to take a quick sec to thank our newest Patreon, which is Paul from Manchester.
Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul. Thanks.
Thanks for becoming a Patreon. And if any of you guys do want to support the show, it's patreon.com/MuellerTime.
Oh, we needed 600 people.
Yeah, we need 600 and
600 people. That's it.
I sound like Trump now.
Not too many.
For just 600 more, and Mueller will close the investigation within 2 weeks. Wrap it up. It's guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Look, this is going to end up being one of the most important podcasts out there historically.
I
Right.
I appreciate you saying that because you say that honestly. It's not like
This is true.
Yeah, and of course we miss our pal Chris. We hope he comes back soon.
Yeah, Chris.
Because Jeremy, you know Chris, right?
I believe I met Chris.
Yeah. When you did Jeremy's done the show a few times when we started, but I think that's when Chris was out. So
Okay. Nice.
So
Well, Chris is living his best life.
yeah,
Great.
yeah. But this is the year, man, to be doing Mueller time.
This is Mueller time year.
Yeah, he's the hero. He's the hero. He's going to be, and he's been.
Yeah. So last week was, as we say every week, was action-packed, but this was definitely, I think, in my opinion, was probably the biggest one. First and foremost,
Collusion. We got collusion.
We found out that the FBI literally is investigating Donald Trump as at best a subject, a spy.
Right.
Now, everyone, it's like, yeah, that's obvious, but just to see it in print in that New York Times
Right.
was wild.
Yeah, that is wild. When I saw that today, I was like, wait, what? He's right. We were listening to him the whole time.
He's the subject of a counterintelligence probe for being a Russian spy.
Right.
Exactly.
So, yeah, there probably is a FISA warrant out.
Right. Yeah, you saw my tweet there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if they have FISA warrants out on, in other words, eavesdropping or whatever you want to call it on Carter Page, Mike Flynn, all these guys, why wouldn't they have one on him?
Right.
Now, obviously, I don't know the answer. And I texted our legal advisor for the show, and he was like, man, he's like, I don't know. That'd be some heavy stuff, but.
They probably have FISA warrant out against him. Yeah. So he's probably been right all along. They probably have been listening to him.
What do you think, Jeremy? You think they have a FISA warrant on him?
I think so.
Yeah.
These things just can't happen overnight. I was listening to CNN today, and 2 FBI agents were talking about what the protocol they have to follow just to put the inquiry out about Trump. It's very to the T. This it hasn't happened before, and it's. I mean, what could be worse, to be honest?
Nothing.
You know, our own president is against our country.
What should keep everyone up at night? What is this guy giving them every night? Because they haven't really gotten into that yet. He talks on an unsecured phone. He has access to all kinds of information, and even though he is legitimately a moron, he knows what he has to do. If somebody
Right. He's probably giving over the nuclear codes.
Anything. I mean, he has access to everything. We'll find out someday.
Yeah.
It's
our
chilling.
own FBI is going against our. I mean, they're investigating our own president. I can believe it, but it's just I can't believe I have to say that.
Right.
You know.
That's what's weird. You couldn't make that up. That would not work for a TV series.
Right. You pitch that, they'd be like,
Right.
that's a little too much.
Yeah.
Right. They'd be like, nah. President, FISA warrant. No. He's a Russian spy. Nah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, Jeremy, you're a filmmaker. I mean, I'm a screenwriter. Like, yeah, literally, if you pitch that, they'd be like, yeah.
I don't think they'd buy it right now. Yeah.
But as Mel said, the TV shows that we're going to get from this, the movies,
This
the games,
this is gonna go on forever, right? The board game,
the toys,
toys,
little Bobby Mueller,
right? Legos, little Trump Legos.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be great.
The President of the United States is the subject of a counterintelligence. They could be listening to him right now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
They are listening to him right now, and he's probably listening to Mueller time.
Yeah, that would be cool. You can't
Right.
beat that kind of press.
Did you guys catch Comey's quote that he tweeted out? It was a quote by FDR. The tweet that Comey put out.
What was that though?
Because I forget what Trump said about Comey, but then Comey simply tweeted something: "Judge me by the enemies I have made."
I love that.
FDR.
Oh,
I think
right.
it was directly. So, how many enemies has Comey made versus how many enemies Trump has made?
Yeah, and I think look, Comey is definitely like a Shakespearean flawed character, but ultimately that guy he might be the most respected director of the FBI along with Mueller. Like, people loved Comey. They were wearing T-shirts the day after he got fired.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, they were very upset. Comey is my homie. That's what the shirt said. Like literally.
I'm
Right,
still a
right.
little upset at Comey.
Yeah,
Me too.
with the whole. No, I
Yeah.
agree. He fucked up.
He fucked up huge.
Yeah.
I do agree. Yeah.
So that hopefully he can, redeem himself.
Yeah.
Not doubted at this point.
Mhm.
You don't think so?
No, he did
Yeah.
too much too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came out with the book, went on the talking tour. He destroyed Hillary Clinton,
Yeah.
talking about emails and stuff again. He did way too much.
Yeah.
Imagine that they're listening to Trump right now, just rolling along. I mean, you can't make that up. Well, actually, it's Mueller because the investigation was full. He took over that counterintelligence probe. So, again, I'm just speculating, but can you imagine if from the beginning Mueller has had a live feed into this dude? It's possible.
Oh wow.
Right.
If he took it over and they have a FISA warrant, maybe it's like a live TV show.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole Senate Intelligence Committee, they would know about it.
You think they would?
They're supposed to, right?
You're right. No, I mean,
And if they do know about it, and if they do know that Trump has had a FISA warrant out on him and that they're listening, they're just sitting back, waiting for the shoe to drop.
I mean, that's a great question. I'm not sure I'm not sure who knows about that, and I'll look into that. You very well could be right. You're right. You know what? You're right about the big point. Congress knows more than
Then they're letting on.
I saw Ted Cruz on Meet the Press, not somebody I think any of us like, and he was answering. Chuck Todd asked him about it, and about the whole Russian thing, and he hedged his bets. I mean, I was like, oh wow, like these guys are ready to pull the plug on Trump. He didn't come out strong against Trump. He was like, well, we'll wait to see. And I was like, oh, like, because none of these guys do anything by accident.
Right.
So he's basically like, yeah, this dude is probably going down, definitely going down.
Right. And I watched Kamala Harris on, what was that? The Stephen Colbert, The Late Show.
Oh, cool.
And she said, oh, yeah, we can't really talk about it. But she's just smiling and relaxed. And
Yeah.
just like, oh, yeah, I can't talk about it, blah, blah, blah.
God.
But super relaxed.
Yeah.
Smile on her face.
Maybe they're all kicking it like
They're
it.
kicking it like they know. They're just letting this guy just play it out.
Dude, I hope so, because this guy literally could be faxing and sending our secrets to Russia. I
Oh
mean,
my gosh.
seriously, we already know he gave away, more than a few things.
Yeah, he has.
So he
And
gave.
he's dropped sanctions.
Right. He's. We only know what we know, but I can't even imagine what we're going to find out.
Right.
He could be doing all kinds of favors for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because his timeline is, if I was Vladimir Putin and I pulled off the greatest intelligent coup in history,
Mm-hmm.
I'd want to get the return on my investment real quick,
Right, before he goes down.
right? Because this dude, so I'd be like, you
Yeah,
know.
hot potato. Get it while you can.
And then we also found out, talk about guilty. So you guys saw that he took his translator's notes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's not suspicious. What do you think, Jeremy?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
What more do we need?
That's gangster.
That is super gangster.
Give me the fucking notes.
Give me the notes.
It's like that episode of The Wire where the dude was taking notes because we're on the co-op.
Right.
He's like, are you taking notes on a criminal conspiracy? He's like, give me that fucking notepad.
But he still kept the soccer ball.
Yeah. Oh, the one with the bug in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with the bug in it. And he's probably still checking it.
How much is Putin laughing, though? Like, can you imagine that night? I mean, I don't want to think about it. But can you imagine when election night, they must have been rolling.
Yeah.
Jeremy, that must have been crazy, right?
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, I mean, what
The party
what
they
goes
had
through-
in
yeah,
Russia.
exactly.
Dude.
What?
The party they had in Russia.
Uh-huh.
They're probably having their own TV shows, games.
Yeah,
And this is not good at all.
There's a really good reporter named Julia Davis that Chris turned me on to, who her Twitter feed is really worth looking into because she covers Russian media, and she'll tell us about it because we don't speak Russian.
Right.
Man, she is invaluable. Like, she posted this thing the other day. It was Trump, the Russian media, and Fox News. They had the same coverage of this border wall bullshit. They had the same photographs.
Wow.
Forget about Trump for a sec. We need to deal with the fact that the radical right in this country and Russia appear to be in some kind of symbiotic result.
Right.
I mean, dude, it's the same photos. Like, what?
Well, Manafort actually was a part of that whole right-wing Russian thing going on.
Absolutely. He's a mercenary. Yeah.
Right. That's what he was all about. I mean, he's the guy that was in D.C. helping push along that Ukrainian agenda of, extreme right-wing just mess.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Manafort is a mercenary, highest bidder. That's why he's in jail right now. I read he was trying to say that he rolled up in a wheelchair at one of these things.
really.
Like, yeah, dude, you looked fine.
Yeah,
You looked fine recently.
You're okay.
Yeah, you're all right. But no, I want to just reiterate. So Trump took at the Helsinki summit, which is going to go down. That's going to be in history books.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I own the official White House coin.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
You guys know they made a coin with him.
Right.
And Putin.
Yeah.
I got that shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got that limited
I had to
edition
buy it.
coin. Yeah,
Nice.
for sure.
Some of the listeners got a little mad because they were like, the money goes to Trump. And I was like, yeah, I know. But like, I had to have the coin.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta pony up the money.
Yeah. It was like $20.
Dude, that's gonna go down in history.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I got it.
Yeah, that's gonna be worth thousands of
will.
dollars.
You think I should flip it? Maybe I'll
Not
sell
yet.
it.
Hold on to it for a while.
Hold on to it for a little
I'm
bit.
going to sell it to a Trump supporter.
You
But
could
no.
get a lot.
So at the Helsinki summit, they had a long meeting, and he took the notes. And that's, yeah. So now everyone wants to know what the translator knows. And the Democrats tried to subpoena the translator when they didn't have the majority. They were denied, but now they're going to do it.
Right. This is gonna be the first time ever.
So we're going to find, yeah, exactly.
This is gonna be the first time ever a translator's been subpoenaed.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would you ever have to do that?
This is uncharted territory.
And they're going to subpoena Rex Tillerson because he was at some other meetings.
Oh,
Right.
I mean, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you guys know because I don't know. Was this thing about taking the translator stuff? Was that just the one meeting, or was that like 20 meetings? I don't
No,
know.
it was just for the one
The
meeting.
one okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Between him and Putin.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
just for that one meeting.
Yeah.
But she's also the translator when Tillerson was
Jesus.
there. She's the translator for Laura Bush when
Oh.
Laura Bush had to do some things. So she's
Wow.
been the Russian translator for a long time.
That could be that. She herself could have her own TV show.
Right.
After the translator. Jeremy, you should write that, man.
The translator.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
She would. I could see like the tagline. She was translating, and then it got real. No, I don't
Only
know.
she knows. Only she knows the truth.
But like, how is Trump like that guilty? Like,
So guilty
I'm-
that he took the notes.
yeah, give me. I haven't done anything wrong, but just in case, can you give me a shredder and those notes, please? Like this guy, I can't.
Everything. It's almost comedy.
Yeah, it is. Did he actually think he was going to get away with all this? What was going through his mind?
That's a great question.
You know.
What do you think?
When the show's over, we'll
Yeah.
just have such a great laugh.
Mm.
When it all just rolls all up.
Yeah.
Because right now we're getting it all bit by bit in real
Mhm.
time, and it's kind of hard to digest that way.
Yeah, and I don't understand the deniers. How can Sarah Huckabee Sanders still be working for him? And
Well,
Kellyanne
that's her
Conway,
job.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
their job. They're doing their job.
I think they're all in. It's like poker.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
There ain't no backing out now.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
You got to
And-
go all in.
For all we know, they are also part of crimes that could have happened. They could be
Mhm.
very much covering their own ass. I mean, I don't know if Huckabee is, but
I doubt it.
Yeah,
just by being around this guy, like
Yeah, you're dirty for being
you,
around.
you
them.
could.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Also, most of them know they'll probably never get a legit job again in Washington. If they do, it's going to be like 40 years from now.
Right.
Because people, there's no way. Like, I mean, Jeremy, you worked in Washington.
I don't know.
Like,
You think so?
I think so.
Mm.
Because Huckabee's doing a hell of a job. She really is, though, when you think
Like-
about it.
like
She
Brownie.
is doing like Brownie, exactly.
It's like Paul Ryan's left Congress. He's probably going to get a big job.
Oh, Paul Ryan? Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Ryan, like, as much as I don't like him, I'll give him that. He was sharp enough to see the Titanic is going down.
Right, you can get the hell out of there.
Like,
Yeah.
and he managed to keep himself, as best we know, away from.
Right.
So I heard he might run for president.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that was
Good luck with that.
yeah, that was pretty wild. But to your point, so
I honestly feel he'd be the only one that could possibly pull it off.
you think so?
Mm-hmm.
What about Mitt Romney again?
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't run again, right? You don't think?
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, it was crazy when I found out that Mitt Romney was going to the Senate because I forgot that he ran for Senate.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, this dude, like you forgot. I was like, oh, you're because he just like he's a carpetbagger, like he was the governor of Massachusetts, and all of a sudden he's in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Utah, I guess, has kind of a streak of, I mean, I don't want to go on about this, but as far as Republicans go, they really don't like Trump in a stronger way than the rest of the Trump supporters.
Oh, really?
So that's what I've read anyway.
For the red states.
But Mel, to your point about Manafort, so we found out, it's like, dude, it's crazy. Like I have this list in front of me. Any one of these could be one podcast.
Right.
And we're already on. So we found out that Manafort gave confidential campaign data to a Russian intelligence officer
Mm-hmm.
Right.
named Konstantin Kalimnik.
Yeah.
The midget.
The-
That's his name, the midget.
Is it really?
No, they call him the midget.
Oh, no.
Kalimnik, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, because he's 5 feet tall.
Oh, really?
He
I didn't
is.
know that.
He's
ma-
5 feet tall, and they call him the midget.
He managed to outplay a bunch of our people since he was smart enough to stay out of America.
Right.
You know, they would arrest him if he was here, but he's over there. Yeah, so Kalimnik is, I call him a Russian intelligence officer because that's what he is. They say he's ex-Russian intelligence, but there is no ex-Russian intelligence.
Right. There's no such thing as ex-Russian intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave him, you talk about the conspiracy, it's right there. He gave him the campaign data, and they took, and then from here I'm just talking on my own. We
Mhm.
haven't been able to prove this yet. They took that and they weaponized it back at us on Facebook and whatever else.
Right. Well, now, so Konstantin, he actually took that data and was running with it and made sure that his other buddy got that data as well. The guy that Oleg
Deripaska?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he made sure that he got that data as well, because now this guy, Deripaska, he was the owner of this Basic Element, this industrial aluminum plant.
Mm.
And that the United States had put sanctions against that guy. And now Trump is pulling the sanctions off.
Right.
So,
Because of the P tape and whatever else they have on
because
it.
of whatever else they have on him.
Now, there's other people involved in this. Trump's current campaign manager, Brad Parscale, was the head of their digital operation. There's no way that he doesn't know about this too. It's impossible.
Oh, no, everybody knows about this.
So that's the conspiracy right there. They have Manafort, the campaign manager, giving the polling data to an active Russian intelligence officer. So now all we need is Trump, and it's wrapped up and it's over.
Right. Yeah, no, we have conspiracy. So the witch hunt is complete. We found them.
Right. I'm going to be really interested to know about the computer aspect of this, though. I mean, Jeremy, do you
yeah.
have any thoughts on the hacking aspect? Or
I'm just looking forward to the Cohen hearing.
yeah, because I just want to know specifically about that Facebook operation and how they.
Mm-hmm.
There's no. Why would you give the data? They gave them the data and they used it to make these ads and everything else. That
Right, to program the bots.
Right. And there was something else too that was fascinating. Manafort, see, this I don't have right in front of me, but near the end of the campaign, he told Trump to target 2 states. It was Wisconsin, something else, and that's when a lot of those fucking Russian ads started appearing.
Right.
So there it is, right?
And African Americans.
Yeah, was that one site Blacktivist?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
gosh.
Blacktivists
Man,
or something.
That name is it was kind of a good name. Like it's,
Yeah, that is a good name.
Like they.
That is a good name.
Did you guys know that the Russians, in one of their things, they got some Trump supporter to go in front of the White House with a card. It was a birthday card for the guy who's the head of the Internet Research Agency in Russia. They got this fool to go out there and say happy birthday to the hacker, the head of the hacking.
Right.
Oh my God.
That's like, that happened.
Yeah.
Like, that is fucking hilarious. Like,
This is the world we live in now.
I guess in the world of spying, there's like a mutual admiration society. Like, if I was an American spy, I'd be like, yeah, you got that.
Right.
Like, you,
Spy versus spy.
Like, even with Putin, like, I like, as much as I like hate the guy, like, I like respect where respect is due.
Right. You could respect the game. You could respect what he's doing.
I saw this montage today. It was, I mean, Jeremy, you'll like this because you work for Obama. It was the picture of Obama and Putin where Obama's staring him down. And it was, next to him was this picture of Trump and Putin where Trump's like all like slumped over.
Yeah.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Completely
Now,
pathetic.
tell me something.
Yeah.
How come Trump gets to go on national TV and bitch about his wall, but Obama doesn't get to go on TV?
Exactly.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up. I was gonna bring that up too. Actually, I want to. I was gonna wait, but I'm gonna play this now. I think right now, especially you guys in America needs a little inspiration, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I found this is like a pick me up.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like if you guys want, you can listen to this every morning. You get up like a morning meditation. So this is something that could help you in your life. Just, it's a really inspirational speech by an inspirational man.
Never, ever give up.
I mean, that's good, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't give up. Don't allow it to happen. If there's a concrete wall in front of you, go through it, go over it, go around it. But never.
Oh, I messed up. So that's, sorry, I goofed it up. So that's Trump giving this, you can't make this shit up.
Right.
Did you guys hear that? It was on the Daily Show. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
it's him giving a speech about going through walls
Right.
in life. I think that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Ridiculous.
There's just too much out there.
That is hilarious.
It's going to be hard
Let's hear
into
it again.
concrete.
Yeah, one more time. Just
Ever give up. Don't give up. Don't allow it to happen. If there's a concrete wall in front of you, go through it, go over it, go around it, but get to the other side of that wall.
thank you.
Thank you.
You know, and you know, it's funny because Chris and I had a rule. We never wanted to play his voice.
Right.
And that's the first time because it was too good.
Because it is too good. That's his speech to the Mexican people.
Yeah. And I want to thank him for really that pick me up.
Right.
And I will go through that wall
Exactly.
with Mueller time.
We need to play that down at the Mexican border
Yeah. Yeah.
every day, just on speakers.
Oh God, that's
Never, ever.
All right, that's enough of that. But Jeremy,
I love that.
were you
That
inspired
is
by that?
very inspired.
Yeah. I could see you starting a new
'Cause,
screenplay
yeah.
tonight.
Mm.
Just
We need to have that down at the border, just playing on repeat.
some people say that we actually live in a simulation and that's what this world is, and that's evidence of that's possible. Like that can't be. And I know you guys saw the thing about the show. It was called Trackdown from the 50s. Did you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
So there's this, Jeremy, did you see that?
No, I didn't.
It's this 50s Western. They found an episode where there's this con man named Trump who rolls through town trying to sell people a wall.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, no, I know you saw it.
Right. You can't make this stuff up. We're living in, I think we took the blue pill instead of the red pill.
There was something interesting, though, about that story, the Trackdown thing that was not reported. So I watched the clip. That guy, the actor, looks exactly like Fred Trump. I find it impossible to believe that that's a coincidence because Fred Trump was known. I don't know if he was famous, but he was alive in the 50s. He was a well-known developer. He cheated people. And Woody Guthrie actually once wrote a song about him. So he inspired other artists. It's possible that whoever wrote the screenplay hated Fred Trump. Because, dude, he looks exactly like that actor. Now, Donald Trump was, a kid back then.
Right.
But, yeah, Trackdown.
I believe it.
Yeah, we did take the blue pill. You're right. Okay, then we found out Rod Rosenstein is probably going to be leaving the Justice Department.
Right.
So, any thoughts on that? Or
No. Bye-bye.
bye-bye? Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
What about-
Bye-bye, Rod.
Do you think he got done what he wanted to, or is he going out too early? Now, remember, he's been the head of the Mueller investigation. He knows he's the only other person who knows everything other than Mr. Mueller himself.
No, look, we need Rosenstein gone because eventually Trump was going to try to make him do something to the Mueller probe.
You think so?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So he had to leave. And so now that's going to leave Trump with his hands tied for a moment.
Rosenstein wrote the memo that got Comey fired, which was a huge mistake. But I also think, on the other hand, the fact that Mueller's kept going, I think he also ran interference for him and protected him. So I don't
think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I think the Senate has kept that open, and that they've been running defense the whole time. Rosenstein probably would have tried to shut it down.
You think so? Oh,
I do.
Interesting. Jeremy, any thoughts on that?
I haven't thought too much about it. Yeah.
Well, we'll see who.
He's gone now, so.
Yeah. Well, I think he's got like another month or two. He hasn't left yet. So now to be fair to him too, they said the average deputy attorney general serves about 2 years, which is what he serves. So he's also the guy, by the way, they said was going to wear a wire.
Right.
On Trump, which is actually kind of cool. And then Natalia Veselnitskaya, who was at the Trump Tower meeting,
right,
was indicted in a separate case.
In a total different case.
But that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's Mueller time. That's Mueller time because
she's one of the players in the Mueller time play.
Right. She's a shady Russian lawyer. She just sucks at life.
Right.
And now you got indicted too.
Right, on a different case, but still. It's
all Mueller time.
It's all Mueller time. She was there talking about getting rid of those embargoes and everything. Plus, they were talking about adoptions.
Yeah, Russian adoptions. That's a real cause that's close to the Trump heart. That's why they had a top-level campaign meeting. Right. Because they cared about Russian adoptions. Yeah, she was part of this too. The Russians use her. So I guess in this separate case, she fabricated evidence for her client.
Right.
So she lives in Russia and she's been indicted. So it's, again...
nothing's going to happen with her. She's just going to be living large in Russia.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, for a time. But it can have an effect if Putin eventually isn't in power, or if she needs anything from the West, or you never know. I mean, you travel to the wrong country. If you travel to the wrong country, a lot of countries will want to do a favor for the United States.
Well, not right now, though.
No, not right now. No, right now I wouldn't be doing any favors.
Right.
But eventually.
Any favors you do for the United States is a favor for the Russians.
Eventually, they might have what was once called a tap on the shoulder moment. It was in a book I read called Torture Team, and it was about the Bush administration and the ones who committed war crimes, like Dick Cheney, and how if they ever traveled to another country, you never know, they might find that tap on the shoulder.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a very memorable phrase.
Wow. Cheney better stay home.
Oh, man. That guy. And then we also found out that as you and I talked about, the Supreme Court has ruled against the Mystery Corporation in the Mueller probe. Jeremy, you follow politics close, but this is like real wonky.
Yeah,
have you seen that?
Mystery Corporation?
Yeah, there's a Mystery Corporation that all we know is that a foreign country owns this and operates it. So it's like one of these, it's an arm of another country. It's a part of the Mueller probe, and they're fighting a subpoena involving, it's all secret, so we don't know what it is, but this corporation took an action that they said directly affected something that happened in the United States. So it's probably Russian, but they've said maybe it could be Saudi.
I always thought it was Deutsche Bank, but now I think it could be a Basic Element, that industrial group that Doris Pashka is president of.
Yeah, Deutsche Bank was a great guess until we found out that it was controlled by... and by the way, yes, Deutsche Bank is technically a private company, but I also think sometimes you get surprised in ways that you don't know. So everybody, I got all these letters from people like, it's not yelling at me. I'm like, slow your roll because you don't know everything.
You don't know.
But yes, it sounds like it's a foreign, controlled by a foreign, it's an arm of a foreign country. So anyway,
we don't know.
Supreme Court refused to, hear this case, so they will have to comply with the special counsel's demands, and they have to pay $50,000 a day in a fine until they do so.
Until they do that.
Yeah. I was going to do the Trump wall speech, but we
did that.
But you know what? But we actually didn't really talk about the live speech. Did you guys see his actual?
No.
Yeah, I know you
just
told me, Mel.
parts.
You don't. Yeah. What about you?
Just parts, just sound bites. Yeah.
I mean, he looked. And we don't have to go on and on about this, but he really. I mean, he didn't look well.
He didn't want to do it. Correct. He was
you could
almost forced into doing it.
Yeah, because he has no self control. He can't do things that he doesn't want to do, and you could tell to do that was like really bad. And then we found out that Pelosi and Schumer, whose speech really wasn't very good, they got higher ratings.
Right.
Which must have like crushed that guy, because he's all about the ratings.
Right. But who forced him to do it though?
Yeah, good question.
I don't know. Stephen Miller. I have no idea.
It was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to talk about this border wall thing, they're in a rock and a hard place here. The Democrats aren't going to budge.
No.
And he is apparently very afraid of like Rush Limbaugh and all these people. So I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know why they feel it's up to the Democrats now.
Yeah.
He's had 2 years in control with Republican House, Republican Senate, and he didn't get the wall. Why does he think he's going to get the wall now?
Dude, I always make this mistake. And again, I watch Meet the Press. And again, Chuck Todd opened with this, like, the both sides thing. Well, are the Democrats, like he asked, like, Tim Kaine or someone, so should the Democrats budge a little? No. What, against fucking Hitler?
Right.
Like, really, I'd like to know, like, what is, like, imagine the scenario. What if he gets the wall, then he comes back, he's like, I want to build these kind of, like, barbed wire fences.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, we can't give in on that.
No.
We can't give in to his little tirades.
Yeah.
And him just screaming, I want a wall, I want a wall. We can't give in to that.
I mean, Jeremy.
I agree. We can't give in. Just wondering how long it's going to go on.
Yeah. Do you guys know, like, some of the effects that's having right now? Like TSA, Homeland Security.
Mm-hmm.
A guy traveled with a gun, right, from Atlanta to China or something.
Are you serious?
Mhm.
Really?
I
Didn't hear that.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Guy brought a gun on.
Recording.
Brought a gun on board. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Was he a rapper recording?
No.
Just rip it.
He just brought a gun with him.
I thought maybe just a new album, that kind of thing. Hey, music stars always like do shit like that. They like forget they just like get on a plane with a gun
Gosh.
because you're like above the law when you're a celebrity. But no, did you know our food isn't getting inspected?
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I don't mean I'm not like being extreme here. Literally, if you're listening to this show right now, your food is not being inspected by the FDA. They've scaled back to only what they said is
Not.
extreme, like
Right.
things that have to be like very, very scaled back inspection.
It's a lower quality inspection. It's not high grade to prevent.
Right. They
Yeah.
just look at it. They're not
Mhm.
really cleaning the chitlins. They're
Yeah.
just looking at it. It's like, yeah, those look clean.
I've never had those.
Yeah, you got to clean chitlins very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can I just, I mean, I don't want to sound like an idiot, but what are
It's-
chitlins?
All right. So it's just pig intestines.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Pig intestines. Hey, when you're broke and they're not feeding you, you got to eat something.
Jeremy, have you ever had
Yeah.
a
Pig
Chitlins?
intestines.
I mean, I've had hot dogs.
Yeah.
I haven't just ate a pig intestine. But
No. So,
Oh, dude.
so you use a lot of hot sauce, a lot of vinegar. You make sure they're cleaned very well. And you're not in the house when they cook because they stink.
No.
Stink to high hell, dude. It kills a house.
Oh man.
And then once it's all done, you go in, load up the hot sauce, vinegar, dive in, eat it fast.
Doesn't
is it
sound
good?
too bad actually.
It's an acquired taste.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like,
It's an acquired taste that I've lost the taste for.
yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't think I could ever eat it again. But as a kid, I did.
Yeah, I mean, because you have to
Because
eat
my
whatever.
dad made it, and he was like, "Yeah, eat these." I'm like, it stinks.
Wow. No, I didn't eat it. I mean, I don't really eat anything from a pig, so,
Oh my God! You
No.
should have seen my shopping cart yesterday. It was just pig fiesta.
Oh god.
I felt so bad. I was like, I could not be a Muslim. I had
Oh.
4 different bags of pig skins. Then I had some barbecue, and I had something else that was pork. I was like,
Oh,
damn, I'm just porking it up.
Sometimes when people comment on the show and the people who leave lesser reviews, they always say the same thing. They're like, it's entertaining, but it just goes on about different things, and I'm like, yeah, this is a fucking like talk show. That's
Right.
it's not an accident because I come from the. What are you gonna say, Mel?
What, are they saying we don't get to the point of anything?
We always bring it back. That's the point. I never wanted this to be like a controlled NPR thing because it's about a conversation. That's the point of the show.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what differentiates it from other shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I do understand if you see something called Mueller time, you do think, oh, this is just going to be about Mueller. But nothing in life is ever what you exactly think it's going to be.
Exactly.
We're trying to like explore life right now. And as you said, maybe someday people will listen to this in 1,000 years from now, and they'll be like, what the fuck is this chitlin conversation?
We like to dissect all
Why do we
aspects
talk
of
about
life.
chitlins?
But that's interesting.
Right.
And when you have an improv background like I do, that's what you learn when you study improv, like that the best stuff comes from going into the unknown,
There you go.
which Trump is learning the hard way.
Exactly.
Right way.
So it's Mueller time / chitlin talk.
I do want to get back though to what you said about Obama gave the same speech. Jeremy, so yeah, apparently, well, no, you go ahead, Mel.
They didn't let Obama give that speech at all.
Jeremy, did you know that? Because I didn't know that.
Was it for when he wanted to declare a national emergency, or I'm not sure what he wanted to give the speech for.
Apparently, I mean, do you know, Mel? Because I kind of know, but
Go ahead.
what I heard was that he wanted to give a speech on immigration.
Mhm.
I don't know what the exact content was.
Right. We don't know
Right.
because he didn't give the speech.
Mhm.
Right.
But it was a speech on immigration, and they didn't allow it. None of the news channels allowed it.
Right. And I didn't know that
I
was
heard
possible.
That, yeah.
Because I always thought when an American president wants to go live, I thought that was unquestioned. Like the cameras go on. Not that they're by law, but they were like, no. And meanwhile, this bozo gives a fucking like, yeah, I mean, whatever.
Because it's ratings.
At the
Yeah, why did he get it?
at the same time, though, I got to say, to be fair, why didn't the Obama administration be like, push back? Like, no, this is like, or maybe they did. I don't know.
Because you know what? Obama was a great president. He didn't need to do any of that. He just did his job, got in, got out with the least amount of damage done.
We found out
True.
Also that Mueller spoke with this guy, Tony Fabrizio. I know.
Fabrice.
Yet another mob style.
Right.
So this guy was the chief pollster, and he's been interviewed by the special counsel. He worked, right? So
Right.
bringing it back to the Manafort campaign data, this guy works for Manafort. Yet another thing, probably finding out what's up with the polling.
Right.
Where did the polling go? Why is your name Tony Fabrizio?
Exactly.
Wow.
Like, analyze this 3. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I had a little pause there. Anybody have any Trump
That
news?
was a little pause.
Anybody have any Trump news about something I don't know?
No, I was still just thinking about your analyze this part 3.
Yeah.
It's like
The
that'd be
the
a
Russian
horrible
spy. Is the Russian spy connected? You know, I forget her name. The
The
one that was.
Veselnitskaya,
I
Right.
think so. Yeah.
the lawyer.
The younger woman. I forget her name.
You mean Butina, Maria
Yeah.
Butina? Yeah, she's a cooperator. I haven't heard about her in the last couple of weeks.
Right.
Yeah. Apparently, after she cooperates, she's going to be shown the door back to Russia.
Yeah. What's going to happen to her when she gets back?
Man, nothing good.
You know.
I mean, if she kept her mouth shut, she'd be a hero. But no,
Yeah.
she's dead. She's dead.
Exactly. Why did she?
We haven't heard too much about that. That's a very important case
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, our country is supposed to have more morals. I don't think we would willingly ship someone back to be killed if we can help it. So maybe they'll work something out with her. She can live in like bumfuck Idaho or something,
right, exactly.
chilling.
Chilling in Idaho,
Yeah.
getting her learn on.
There was an article in the Times there was a quote about Trump supporters getting hurt by Trump's policies. Of course.
Right, of course.
Did you guys see? I don't have it verbatim, but someone actually said this. It like shocked me. She said he's not hurting the people he's supposed to be hurting. I mean, that's a Trump supporter.
Oh, yeah.
That's a shocking thing to
That's. Wow.
like. They actually said it.
Yeah, of course. Because they're racist.
Yeah.
They're evil, racist, bigoted people. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are. Some people are rich and they're in it because they want to keep their money. I get that.
Yeah.
Some people were in it because they felt government was so fucked up they needed to just burn it down to start over. I get that. And some people are just racist.
Yeah. Hey, Jeremy, like when you worked for Obama, I mean, what did you? What was that like? I mean, I've never really asked you about it.
Yeah, it was an amazing time. You were actually proud to be an American. You worked for people that actually you knew they cared about the country.
Right.
They respected human beings, to the very core of what a human being should be treated like. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a complete opposite right now, and it just makes you sick to think about the contrast,
It does.
Everything that he worked so hard for every day, that everybody wanted to do. We lost it, but we're gonna get it back.
Right. That's
we're
the only-
fighting.
Yeah, that's the only thing that keeps my head up is the fact that it will swing back.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to work out, and it's going to work out great this time because we're getting a lot more progressive than we were last time.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
No, the unintended byproduct was that we have actual progressives who aren't afraid.
Right.
They're
And-
like straight up, this is what we want. And they'll have to prove themselves, but they're not afraid to say we want Medicare for all.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Some of them will even say things like a universal income or things maybe I don't necessarily agree with, but I like that they say it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're not afraid.
Getting all these drugs off the list.
Which drugs?
Well, you gotta get all these drugs off the controlled substance
Oh,
list.
yeah.
All of
Yeah.
them. You got to bring heroin off. You got to bring cocaine off of there. You got to get mushrooms off, LSD off of there, and you got to start looking at this stuff. We found that some of these drugs have helped some people with PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
It's helped a lot of veterans. It helps a lot of people with depression.
Mm-hmm.
We need to stop making a war on drugs
Yeah.
because we're not winning.
No. That's something that even shockingly Republicans are even kind of coming around to.
Right, because they see the money in it.
Yeah. You ever see John Boehner on the that commercial for marijuana? It's hilarious.
No, I've not seen him, but I do know that he's involved in a marijuana company.
Like one of the most hardcore Republicans. When you work for Obama,
Yeah.
now he's representing a marijuana whatever.
I mean, I'm sure he smoked. He smoked. Yeah, I'm sure he smokes.
If I worked for Bush, I'd be high.
Yeah.
Imagine how many people are on drugs with Trump. Dude,
Probably a lot. But at the same time, Trump doesn't like drugs. So if someone walked in the room smelling like weed, he'd probably be mad.
He's never had a drink in his life, correct? Or he
That's
doesn't
what he
drink or smoke.
says.
Or,
he says, yeah. Oh no, I believe that he doesn't drink. I think he does other drugs. Yeah, for sure. Well, we know. I mean, come on, the Adderall thing.
Yeah,
I-
he's
I-
got to be on something.
A lot of those guys who, and then I'm gonna stop talking about drugs, but a lot of those guys who bash like street drugs, they end up being the ones who are doing the most doctor prescribed drugs.
Oh, yeah. No, I know people like that for sure.
Remember Elvis? He had a DEA badge. Meanwhile, this guy
Right.
was.
He was doing everything that was legal.
And then we found out the U.S. envoy, Anthony Zinni, another person flees this administration. Another qualified, I think he was a general.
They're all leaving. All the rats are getting off the sinking ship.
Yeah. He was in charge of our this whole situation that's going on with Qatar in the Middle East. A very important job where, it's like the Middle East. You want someone who's in there. So he's like, fuck it.
He's out.
Yeah. You can't really blame him.
He's out.
Mel, you got anything?
No.
Jeremy.
Yeah, I feel good right now. That's all I can say.
Good.
We got the house back. This has been a long time coming. It's been 2 years, and this year's going to be a very exciting year, I feel.
I agree.
It's already very exciting. I just want to get into the minds of the people who still support Trump. I just don't. I mean, obviously.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. There's a movie coming out, and I interviewed the director, Dan Partland. We mentioned on the last show. It's called Unfit, and that's exactly what it's about. It's about Trump's mind, but it's also about the mind of the Trump supporter.
Yeah.
They did a Kickstarter, and they're working on it. So actually, if you go to the Mueller Time YouTube page, there's like an hour-long interview with this guy, and it was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be a hell of a great movie. I think and by the way, I think they wanted to raise like $60,000 on the Kickstarter. It was way over that last time I checked. They're going to interview all these psychologists, psychiatrists about what is up with the collective mindset. Because you're right. Like, now that we know he's a Russian spy, how would you still support that? There's something else. I'm not saying I do care, but not right now. Like, I want this guy out of office, and then I can be more analytical.
Right.
That's one. There was one episode of this show that never aired because I had somebody on that I didn't know halfway through that while he didn't like Trump, it turned out that he didn't really believe in the Russia investigation. And I never aired it because it was fucking terrible. But I had a point there, but I forgot what it was. Oh, anyway, it was about sometimes you don't need to understand.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's just like it's a time for action.
Right.
And we can get all analytical later.
Do you have a 2020 favorite? Anybody that's maybe announced or who's going to announce?
2020. Mel, do you have one?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I do like Kamala Harris, but
Yeah, I like
let's see who else comes along.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like Warren. Here's what I will say.
I like Elizabeth Warren, but I think she already blew it, though, right? She already tested the waters, and it doesn't look good for her.
What, you mean with that DNA thing?
Yeah, that didn't go down good either.
That's true.
But
She shouldn't have done that. She already set up a committee to explore.
So was there something else other than that? I mean, I'm just curious that you think that would make her look bad.
Yeah, well, that for sure, the DNA thing.
I think she's a real leader. That DNA thing was a huge mistake. But other than that, unless there's something else, I think she's got a shot.
Well, let's just see. I mean, the standards have been lowered.
Yeah. No one can ever say for the rest of the time they can make any kind of moral. They will do it anyway. There's no more criticism.
Right. You can't criticize anybody for any snafus or any mistakes.
Democrats need to really use that. Like the response, literally, when they say anything, is you voted for Trump, and then you just move on.
Right.
Anything. I don't give a shit what it is.
Right.
Unless they turn out to be like a serial killer. Nothing.
True.
In a way, it's a golden opportunity.
To get your guy in there or gal, to get your person in there.
Yeah.
Whoever it is.
You know, it's funny. I had a correction on here that I wanted to make, and all I wrote was correction. So now I can't correct the show.
What the correction was.
Oh, I remember what it was. No, it was the, I looked into, last time we said, this is corrections, we said that the government shutdown affected the air traffic controller. Anyway, I looked into that. That was just a union strike. So
that was a union strike last time.
But
okay.
But the point was still strong. But technically, that was not a government shutdown. It was a union strike, and Reagan fired them.
Okay.
Next time, I'm going to write down the actual
what the correction was. Okay, so what about the GoFundMe page for the wall? All that money's being given back to the people that donated it.
Yeah, because that was a fraud.
Right.
Because it was set up by a Trump supporter. So, of course, it was. That guy was a known con artist. It's amazing how they all attract each other. Jeremy, you gave a lot of money to that thing, right?
Oh, can't pay my rent now.
And the fact that, right, can't pay your rent because you give money for the wall.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing in how much money they raise.
Yeah. Was it like 20 million or something?
Yeah.
20 million.
For the wall.
Oh, my gosh.
These broke people.
I remember what I was going to tell you guys before.
20 million.
Did you know during that border wall speech when Trump was doing that, they were texting and emailing his supporters to give money that second. Like it was a straight up hustle. Like a global text went out like, help President Trump. And if you're watching that and you're already a fucking moron.
Right. You're
like,
giving
oh, shit.
money.
I mean, I take my hat off to any hustler. That's a hustle.
Yeah, the game is strong with these guys.
Yeah.
The game is definitely strong with these guys. They've been doing it for a long time in New York. Nobody's better than a New York gangster.
Oh, man.
You guys have anything you want to promote or tell us about?
Nothing at all.
Jeremy?
I'm just happy to be here, with people that truly believe in this country and that actually care, So
Yeah, man.
We're going to get things back, so.
What about your filmmaking? Anything new on that front? You
always got some projects going.
You always have a lot in the works.
Yeah. Well, maybe next time we'll talk. We have an indie that's in the works right now, raising some money for that. So,
all right,
we're looking at the budget right now. So,
all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mueller Time Podcast is Mueller Time Pod on Twitter, Mueller Time Podcast on Facebook. There's a YouTube channel where I'm starting to put up more videos. I actually did a couple last week.
Okay.
It's fun, dude. I sit up here like Howard Beale and just rant. Dude, it's a lot of fun, man.
Nice.
And just rant to the camera.
Because like the podcast, to some, like you guys are here.
Right.
So to some degree, it depends on having guests.
Mm-hmm.
But during the week, I don't like to just, like,
Right.
time doesn't stop.
Exactly. Things happen.
So I set the camera up and I just went off.
And just went off.
It was like, you're like, am I crazy? But then you drop it. It's funny.
Right. But then we got collusion last week, and I was just like, oh my God, collusion. We
Yeah.
got it. We got
Yep.
it.
Muller Time Podcast
So
is going
happy.
global.
Right. We got collusion finally.
We're also
perfect.
and we're on Instagram as well. Muller Time Podcast at Gmail. And again, if you like the show, it's patreon.com/Muller Time. Otherwise, as always, we will catch you guys next week.